Hi, since the season is behind me now, I figured it was a time to take a look at S6 and the changes to Singing Faces, and specifically how it affected the previous video that I did on creating Singing Faces. As you can see, I've got my pre-sequence up here, and I've got a new preview called SuperStar Gen 9. And you'll notice, if you compare this to the previous video, that I've added some additional rows to this one. One called Thread, the body, which was in the previous, but I actually added the eyes opened and eyes closed, and then the same lip movements as in the previous video. And so, of course, if we look at this preview, again, it is just the 9 of them stacked one on top of each other and one group for the entire face. And so if I were to open up this sequence, which I've actually already done here once, it's going to open up SuperStar. And so now if I bring up the Singing Faces, you'll see it gave me some options, and I'm going to specifically say do not load any images. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to give me the option of setting this up myself. And the difference is that instead of having just the 5 mouth movements, you have one for the eyes open, one for the eyes closed, one for the body, and one for the threads. And you can see that I've used the same technique that I used in the other, where each of these maps to one of those things. So the threads, in my case, because I'm using a light bulb, they have threads at the bottom. This could be a bow or a star or other shape. And so that one is this first row. The body is the second row. The eyes open is the third. The eyes closed is the fourth. The mouth closed is, in this case, I use the middle. So this is top, middle, lower. So I use the middle. The quarter was the middle and the bottom. And the half was the middle and the Again, you could use different movements depending on how you like to do it. The 3/4, in my case, is the E sound, and the full is the O sound. And then I just went ahead and did auto sequence the Singing Faces, and it's going to resequence it. This is where I saved that as a template. So I came over here and did save, and then saved it as my S6 9-part face template. And now I've got it saved. I can use it again later. So now that I've auto sequenced that, I also need to export it. So that again was the same as in the previous. You simply say export in legacy format, post to, and it's going to go ahead and save it. Now, just to simplify the video here and make it quick as possible, I'm just going to go back over here because I've already opened that one once before. So now I'm going to go over here to the post video, and you can see now that it's actually got several rows in it here that are at the top. It's got the threads, the body, the eyes open, the eyes closed, and then the same upper lower OE sound that we had in the previous video. And the threads you'll see turn on and off. The body's on the whole time, and then you'll actually see the eyes blink here. So in my case, when this one goes off, this one goes on, and it's a sort of I think it's a 3-second gap that the eyes blink just to give it some movement. And then you have the uppers and the lowers. So we're just going to take that, and now we can take this whole sequence and we can take it over here and copy it into our preview. And I've actually done that as well, but I'll go ahead and do it again. If I come to the beginning and I select the inner, that it pastes it right into there. You'll also notice, and this is something I had to reorder this, something about S6 changed the sequence of these. Basically, you can see I've got the threads in my light bulb, the outline, the eyes open and closed, and then each of the mouth movements. So if I play that, and actually let me bring that over here where we can see it, bring the preview over. And what I did, and the way I did this, let me pause it, is this is my singing face. This is what it looked like when I was done after I colored it. I did my own effects for the eyes blinking, and so this is the original, and you can see the threads down here. which in this case, because there was only one, this one actually uses two for the threads, one for the inside, one for the outside. Well, again, that's a minor detail and once you set it up. But basically, you can see here, this is comparing the two faces. So now let me play it again.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul.
And the mouths are a little bit different because I used a different frequency. But what you'll notice is that in mine, when I got to the end of the lead singer, I faded it out. In this one, it didn't. It left the outside, the mouth closed, and the eyes here. But it actually turned off the threads at the bottom to give it the effect of this one's not singing. So if it was a bow or a star, like come on some of the props, then that would be lit up when they were singing, not lit when they're not. Again, that may be something you choose to do or not. In fact, in my case, I'll probably, I like dimming the singer out sometimes when he's not singing. And sometimes I don't, actually. Sometimes I leave it. So again, that's all up to your imagination as to how you want to do it. But the key is the concept is virtually the same. The only difference was now is I didn't have to do quite so much work to get the eyes blinking. For example, in my case, I copied and pasted those in periodically. It's just a slightly different preview, but the techniques are the same. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoy.